Hey everybody, Sheik360 here. So I'm trying to get back into the division. Not that anything from Massive or Ubisoft has really caught my attention, but not to say that nothing that they have been doing has not caught my attention, so to speak. Just I bought the game and I bought it with the yearly pass. Want to definitely get my money's worth. And here's my character. He's supposed to be level 32, 33 Dark Zone. For some reason, he's just level 1 Dark Zone. And I maxed him out. I stopped playing like second week of April because there was just nothing new, nothing to do. And seeing how this is like all the updates or expansions or whatever, Xbox exclusive. I don't know. It's just it looked less and less appealing, and it was easier for me to bring up excuses to just stop playing the division. Plus, with the Destiny April update, like the division kind of became an afterthought. So I wanted to sort of chronicleize and record me getting back in the trials, the tribulations, just everything that I'm going through as, I guess, a new player, because effectively I am sort of a new player. Apparently I have a gear score of 147. Back then we didn't have gear scores or anything like that. But I look at like Marco Styles stats and other YouTubers who play the division. I look at their stats and mines are pretty pathetic. They're really, really, really bad. So getting back in, I'm going into my sort of base of operations just to see what's changed, if anything has changed at all. So expect a couple things being sped up, fast forwarded, sort of sped up a bit, and just the commentary sort of coming in and out. This is the high value targets NPC. Apparently there's daily and weekly, and it needs something called target intel. I had to look that up. I had no idea what target intel was, how'd you get it, etc. Over here, this is, I guess, what they're like calling the underground. I had no access to it whatsoever because I had to do some kind of like side mission, and the side mission kind of showed me just the side mission showed me I really, really had to work on my character. I was learning the buttons all over again. Things just didn't feel second nature to me anymore. So this little side mission here actually helped me get my feet re-wet again. You'll see in the video I'm constantly changing abilities, constantly swapping weapons out, just trying new things, trying new grenades. I'm even desperate enough to use the consumables over and over and over again because I just could not finish this. You'll see, like, I die over and over and over. It's actually kind of embarrassing and a little pathetic too, but let's not like do the whole pot calling kettle black, right? Like, it is what it is. I am definitely not by any stretch of the imagination a Division Pro anymore. I suffered through this. It took me like maybe an hour to complete this little side mission here. Like, in the beginning, that little building blows up and it just kept blowing up over and over again because I just kept feeling there was no checkpoint. And if you're getting back into the division, maybe if you're really that under geared the way I was, maybe have a buddy help you out, or hell, add me on PSN. I'll do whatever I can and I'll help you out. But look, that's me dying, and that's me dying again and again, and probably more and more and more and more. So yeah, I definitely needed to gear up. Like, a lot of people say gear score doesn't matter, and I'll definitely hear them out, but I think there has to be like a bare minimum. Finally, I'm able to go here to the base of operations, and the underground. It's like a quick cut scene there. I'm like scouring the vendors, just checking out what they have, what's for sale, what's good, what isn't, and I started getting into the underground missions. But before I match made, I kind of want to do one by myself just to see what it's all about. I've seen like tons of footage of it, but I guess just playing it's just totally different than just watching all this footage, right? And after that last hellish mission that I was doing over and over and over again, I got very well acquainted to the controls, and that actually felt pretty good. Okay, so like truth be told, the underground is actually, after doing many match made rounds, it's pretty fun, and it's a great way of really getting your gear score up. Especially when I guess the group leader has a very high dark zone level, because all the different I guess phases and things like that. Like the more phases and the more you handicap yourself and your team, the better the loot is. Oh yeah, I actually wanted to slow this part down. Like that part was actually a pretty cool touch. They got this guy looking like the Joker with the fluorescent paint. In fact, on this first mission, you would hear like this weird DJ type music. It was like this EDM stuff, and had like a laser light show, as you can see. So that was actually pretty neat. I thought that was cool. At least had like this fluorescent cable on the ground. But yeah, as I was saying, I think Ubisoft, at the very least, Massive is doing a great job of acknowledging the problems that they have in the Division, and there are tons of problems in the Division. It seems like they keep acknowledging the problems that this game has. Like after what I've heard of just what the Dark Zone is like now, there's no way I'm stepping in there now without some type of like godly gear or something like that. Not that there's anything wrong with going rogue. It's just me personally, I'm not really into the whole rogue thing. Like I don't want somebody to farm for hours for what could be like their perfect rolled gun, weapon, armor piece, etc., just to have me swoop in and just snatch it from them. Like, I wouldn't want that done to me, and I'm not gonna do it to somebody else. But I do get that that's a mechanic of the game. It's not to say that's a point of the game, but it's something that can be doable. So, not criticizing anybody that does it, just me personally. I'm not gonna do that. So here I am. I'm at gear score 176, right? Like I geared up a wee bit more. Now I'm at 178, thanks to that sealed cache. My underground levels 5, rank 5. Here I am, still at 184. Just showing off the stats. They're getting better, but sadly, there's still like a lot to be desired. In regards to that. Going forward, here's just some sped up footage of me doing the first incursion, the Falcon Lost incursion. And we had a guy who was like gear score, I think like almost 250 something, and he kind of like did all the work really, which kind of sucked because I never got a chance to learn the mechanics of this. I mean, I saw how it was done on YouTube before I even jumped in there. And what sucked, another thing too, was gear score really does matter. I mean, doesn't matter. It's not a good indicator of a player's strength or abilities, but it matters because it took, man, at least 45 minutes of matchmaking just to finally find a group that wasn't going to kick me. So, doesn't matter? Absolutely not. But to me it does, because I don't want to matchmake for 45 minutes to just do like a quick 30-minute mission like that. That really sucks. And I never learned, like I said, the mechanics of this one, as far as actually like being there. What's my part, what do I have to do? But there were just much more knowledgeable people than me, and really it was actually two guys that were literally doing all the work, and mad kudos and thanks to them. Because of them, I actually leveled up considerably. My gear score went up a little more. I think now I'm sitting on maybe 250 something gear score, which is pretty cool. And this is just a quick taste of what I'm going through right now as a new player who stopped playing way before even like the 1.1, like OG. I got the game midnight release, and then I quit the game maybe 3 or 4 weeks later. I'm still playing the game now, picking up new footage little by little, and I'll be posting it here. So far for Dragon's Nest, I think I've tried maybe for almost 3 hours, just looking for a group that wouldn't kick me. And this was 3 hours between like 4 or 5 days, and I just can't find a group that won't kick me for some reason. I mean, I thought my gear score would be enough, but apparently it isn't, and that sucks. But I guess I'll just continue hitting the underground, start getting into high value targets, start collecting the little intel points things. Kind of sucks that they added like another form of currency too, but whatever, it is what it is. Another problem I'm dealing with too with the game is there seems to be like it just feels so fragmented. You know, the lack of continuity between underground, between the dark zone. It's, I mean, it feels like they're just throwing content on the wall to see what sticks, right? To see what actually completely 100% works, and that's cool. But how is this all tying in together? You know, like I feel my character getting stronger. He's doing more and more damage. He's taking more and more hits. The little gadgets are completely just working out a lot better little by little. But you know, as a player, I want to know like, is the underground, is the dark zone, like how is this all going to tie in? You know, are we still going to be stuck in a small little section of land? You know, just I guess Massive will eventually sort of address all of this. However, I'd like to see them stop apologizing and talking about the problems with the game and this and that, and start actively doing something about it. You know, like give these guys in a dark zone like a dedicated PvP area. You know, like in the dark zone, what I can loot out of like DZ05, DZ06 in 1 hour is gonna be way better than what I can find in the underground in like 3 or 4 hours. And that just is what it is. Either way, final thoughts, TLDR, just got into the Division all over again. I am having fun. I am definitely having fun, but there seems to be a crawl. Like past like 230-ish, there was a crawl, and now past like 240, 250-ish, I'm hearing that there's another crawl too, and it just shouldn't be like that at all. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Please, if you like the video, like it. If not, you know, feel free to dislike it. I don't care. But at the very least, if you're gonna dislike it, give me some, you know, constructive criticism, because that'll help me. That'll help the channel just as much as a like would. And remember, we're on Twitter at Salty Toilet. So give us a follow if you just want like a detailed play-by-play as it happens type info. But again, guys, thanks for watching. Have an awesome day, and I hope you liked the video. Peace.